y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings, and here to do another video. And I watched a video today of Luise Henzl, who I love, and just found, and she was showing how to jazz up your scrap pieces, because they all kind of sometimes look the same. So, I have my papers laid out. I've tried to tear them on the edges because I really like the way the ink picks up the raw edge of the paper. So I've done that, and I'm going to try to imitate as best I can with what Luise did today, because they were fabulous. I guarantee you, the stack that she finished with didn't even look like the same stack of stuff it was when she started. So I put a little piece of paper under here to kind of protect a little bit, but you know, that's not really my thing. Everything I have is inked and splotched and all that kind of stuff. So whatever, it happens. So I am going to try to do this and jazz up some of these papers and make them look a little better. And I'm going to try to do the best I can, Luise. I'm going to give it a whirl. So here's my coffee. And somewhere under here, I had a little paintbrush. So we're going to start with just splattering some coffee on some of our stuff here. Let's see how that looks. We're going to use quite a bit of this. And this was today's leftover coffee. So, oh, there's a couple trying to get away. So we're going to do this. Try to get as much on it, on everything as we can get. I have a lot of stuff underneath here, so we're going to stir it up in a minute and get some other pieces under here, because I have a real small space and a big, huge stack of scraps. I save everything, and that's why as I was going through some of this, I tore off some of the edges. I don't usually take time to do that when I'm throwing it. I have a little basket here by my desk, and when I have something left over, I just drop it in there, and that's what I have. What I have is what I have. So we're going to do this, and since we're all inked or all wet, we're going to do a little bit of these sprays that I have just for some color and see how that does. And we'll just, sure we will. I tell you what, I have these little bottles and they just don't do diddly squat. They work for a very short time, and then this is what you get. So, but it is a little bit darker than what the coffee was, and it has a little bit of a shimmer shine to it. So we'll go ahead and sprinkle some on here and see how it works and how it turns out, and then we'll decide later whether we want to do any more or not. Okay, so there we have a pretty good stack going here of stuff. Spread those out a little bit and get a little bit more under here. This really is fun. And I will be glad when all these little sprays are gone. I'm going to make my own. I'm not buying them anymore. I'm just tired of this. I have 3 rows double shelved over there, and 3/4 of them don't work. So let's see what color this one is. This one is sort of a sepia color. I don't know if it'll work either or not, but a little bit. Get some different dribbles on it. And we'll see how that works. Do a little bit of that. And then I'm going to draw a little. See how it does here. I don't know. This was, I mean, it's kind of early to tell how they're going to turn out right yet, but I do want them to at least kind of soak into the papers a little bit. Then I don't really care whether they bleed onto each other or not, because just because I don't really care, I don't think that matters. So I'm going to mix them up. And we're going to go through and get some of these that are on the bottom, on the top. And we're going to do it again. Okay, so what did we do? We did coffee. Of course we did coffee. So we'll put some more coffee out. Sprinkle it on. Yeah, it's really cool and lots of fun to do. This would be great with my grandson. He would love doing this. I'll have to get him down here sometime, and we'll have to tear up a couple of trash bags because he will go wild. He will go wild with it, but that's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. So we'll do that. He's been sick though, and the older one, who used to be my scrapbooking buddy's kind of outgrown my scrapbooking stuff, so he's an artist unto himself, and it does a pretty good job. And making my little arts and crafts now is not as much fun as it used to be when he was littler. So that's okay. That's okay. I had lots of fun with him while I could. Okay, let's soak up some more of this. And then almost dropped that. That would have been not fun. Not fun, not cool at all in any way, shape, or form. But that is why I'm wearing my old clothes, because I knew, okay, this is not going to work, getting this splatter all over everywhere. Get a few more. I think it's a little sprayer is beginning to, see if I can hold it up a little bit. Spray a little bit more. It may be getting low, and that may be part of the problem. So, all right. So, we have another big batch here. Let's dry a little bit and see what we can do. go. It's beginning to take shape. Beginning to look good. I think we're doing good. We're doing good. Excuse me. We are having our bathroom, our big shower. We have a big, huge 70 square foot shower. And we started having some leaks in it, so we're having to have the bottom redone, the tile redone, and so they started on it today. And had to break up the concrete and the tile and the stuff that goes in the middle between and all that stuff, and it definitely stirred up my allergies a little bit today, so kind of got a little bit of a cough. Okay, now another thing that Luise did, and I'm going to give this a try too, is she used some stamps. And I have some stamps here that I thought would look really nice. So I can keep them from falling into the trash can. So we're going to use some of our stays on. Put it on here. It's a pretty big stamp, but it'll be covering a fairly big area. That didn't do diddly squat hardly. Okay, so let's try it. Maybe that I didn't let them dry enough. I don't know. Take my little tag off. I got this little stamp for $3 at a garage sale, and so I thought, wow, that's a pretty good deal. So let's get my dragonfly. We have to have some dragonfly stuff out here, you know. So we'll get some of this and put some out here. Now that one did better, much better. Some right here. And it just comes out random. Just wherever you put this stamp, each one of these little pieces is going to have part of it on there. Like this little piece right here. See, just got a little bitty piece of the dragonfly wings. And so, kind of jazzes them up a little bit, and you don't know what it's going to do to them. So, and I'm using the Stays On ink because this is still wet in places. Let's put that one over there and see if we can get some dragonfly wings on him. Okay, so we've done that one. We have this one here that has some postal type markings on it. We'll see how these are going to show up. I think it just kind of depends on what it is. Okay, there we have some more. Okay. And then I have a couple of more down there, but I think I'm going to save those for the other side. So let's blow a little more air just to kind of let that Stays On ink dry a little bit better. think I'll get a napkin here and kind of fluff up some of these that are, throw them around the room, that are still a little too wet. We'll just dry them up, and then we'll have a napkin to use as well. Okay, let me put my lid back on this so it doesn't dry out. And let's see, over here somewhere I have well, there it is, some forest moss, and she used some of this, and I liked it. I thought it turned out really nicely, so I'm going to use the back of this, put some of this ink on it, spray it with a little water, if I can find my water thingy-my-bob. Put some ink on here. I just don't have enough room. My husband says, no, I have too much stuff, but it's not that. I just don't have enough room. Luise didn't do that. I did that all by myself. Okay. So, since it is taking a little bit of time to dry, I'm going to turn this off, let this dry, get this dry a little bit, and then I'll be back. So, hang on. Okay, I'm back, and I've turned the papers over a little bit, so we're ready for the next, excuse me, the next side. So here we go with our coffee splatters again. And everything seems to be getting pretty done. We'll do it a couple of more times just to make sure that we have all of the papers kind of with stuff on them. And get a little bit more of this. I think my coffee could be a little stronger, but that's okay. That's just what we had left. Didn't see any point in doing something else. Okay, let's get our forest green again. Spray a little water. Let's get some of these and see how it works if we do it like that. I don't know. I can't tell if it's doing better or not. Getting lots of more little splutters on there though, so that's the good thing. Let's put a little bit more. Good thing about this distress ink is that when you get this little thing wet, the ink transfers over to it a whole lot faster. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay. Now we'll set that over there and let it dry out of the way. Let's get a little bit of our dark brown here that has our little metallic finish in it. Oops, you're about to slide off of there. You're not done yet. Can't leave. Can't leave. Looks to be that I have a little wad over here, so let's spread this out a little bit and get some more on some of these other little papers. And then we'll get our one that sprays still okay. Not great, but better than the other. Okay, so we have that one. Let me put this lid back on here. Knowing me, I will certainly... Let's see what this is. This is called Screamin' Banshee Black. Wonder how that will work in here. Let's just see. At least it sprays a little bit. Kind of almost looks purple. I know that's kind of a cool effect. May have to use that a little bit more. All right, let's spray a little, or dry a little. See how this is going to work. And I really do like the little look after we've kind of wiped up some of this, and it kind of sets that coffee a little, kind of makes those little cool coffee designs. I have to let it set in for just a few minutes though, otherwise you just wipe it up. So, alright, we've got a pretty little deal going on here. Another one right back here. And then the other thing we did was some stamping. And this time I'm really going to use my Stays On ink. I realized while we were waiting for stuff to dry that I was using archival ink, not Stays On. So we're using Stays On now. So, and I found another little stamp that has a cool little kind of backdrop design on it that I think looks really cool. Put some of these on all of this. We'll use this a little bit more because we haven't used it on any of the other sides. That little piece over there is not getting much attention. You need to get out here with the rest of the group. Everybody else is getting all decorated up and you're hiding. Okay. I think we've got a pretty good touch of that going on. Put these out here. Whoops. Yeah, some of them are still wet, and that's cool. That's okay. All right, so then we're going to put that one back down here. Let's use our little Post-it mark things. See what kind of mess we can make with this. My papers are sticking. That's okay. There's a couple. What in the world? That's just a little card. So we need to decorate him up just a little bit. I think it's probably not inking very well because I don't have a flat surface under me. I have piles and piles of little pieces of paper. And so that's keeping it, but that's okay. We don't really care. We're not really worried about all of that and how it looks. Okay, so we have a few more of those. Do a few more dragonflies. You can never have too many dragonflies. When I was going through my cancer therapy. Very dear friend sent me this stamp, and she knew I love dragonflies. And I have used it and used it. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's awesome. So Keith and June, if you're listening, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is becoming one of my most prized stamps. And, whoops, still got a couple stuck. Okay, I think that's enough of the inking on this side. And I'm all nice and inked up. Let's kind of stir it up some more here and see what else we can find. Get some of these from the bottom up here to the top. Yeah, we need some of you that are hiding down there. You need to be out here in the limelight. All right, so the first thing we did was coffee. So let's get our coffee back out. Sprinkle our coffee some more. Do this. Here we are, just slapping coffee on our paper. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I think I've got that top covered pretty good. If I can find a place to set my coffee down. Let's move these on out in here. This is the one I think that sprays. So we'll get some spray on here. See how that works. I'm going to have to take another bath before I can climb into bed tonight, I'm afraid. Let's ink up, get some ink up in our little tubely thing here. That's the best way I have found to do it. It won't spray it out, but it will suck it up in this little tube in here. And then you can just fling it and just fling it out. And that works. That seems to just work perfect. I guess you could make little designs and do that, but no. Let's try some more of this black. That kind of, or purple, or it says it's black. Screaming Banshee Black. It's made by Lindy Stamp Gang, Starburst, but it looks purple in it. Really looks nice on these little scrap pieces. So I like that. And then I guess the one thing we haven't done now is our green moss, forest moss, whatever kind of forest it is. And then we need some water. And what I do, there it is. Let's do a little bit more. I'll take this little plate thing up with me and try to clean it up a little bit tonight so it won't look quite so scrungy next time. I've never used a little brush like this little fan looking thing. I'm not an artist, so I don't know what kind of brush it is. But it really makes splatters on this. Pretty good. Just pretty good. Alrighty. Then you run out of places to put stuff that's white. Okay, do a little ink, a little spray. Some of these are really looking cool. Look at that. Is that not pretty? Even on the back side, this is beautiful. Beautiful colors. You see a little bit of the metallic in there. You see the coffee. You see a little bit of the purple. Very cool. That one needs a little something something. He's kind of naked. Oh, there we go. Now you're not naked. How about maybe a... No, that had already dried. Sorry. Okay. The cool thing about this napkin is that as you're picking up ink, you can transfer it to some of these little pieces that didn't get quite as much ink as you wanted, and kind of have a subdued kind of color there for that. So, okay. There we go. Alright, let's shuffle it up another time. Oh, we still have quite a bit on the bottom that hasn't been wet down yet. So maybe we need to take some of these on the top that are really already done and put them aside. Some of these, ooh, those are stuck together. Let's get those apart before they tear that. Oh, pretty. Look at that one. That one can use a little more. Okay, this one has been stuck for a little while, it looks like, but that's all right. That one looks pretty good. We've got some down here. Keep picking that one up. Oh, look at that one. Isn't that pretty? Wonder what this looks like. Got some strings. We don't want any strings. Oh, wow. How'd you get way up there? I don't know, but you're... Well, good gracious. The string is like pulling a stitch on a hem or something, and then the whole thing comes off. So I'm just going to leave that one. That one's pretty cool. And we need a little more on that one. Let's see how this one's doing. That one's pretty good on that side. Okay, let's turn him over. That one's pretty nice. Okay, so I'm going to lay these somewhere in the floor, I think. That's about the safest place for them. And we're going to hit it again with the coffee and see if we can get some of these pieces that have no color on them. They need color to dress them up for the ball. And there we go. And there we go. I hope I'm doing this flinging thing correctly. You know, I didn't really have lessons in coffee flinging. Oh, that's kind of pretty. maybe we ought to just leave. Well, let's put him a little bit on here. Get him some coffee on here. Yeah. Put him across there. Okay, here we go. I think this is the flinging. We'll get some flinging kind. And then we'll get the spraying kind. Get that all put on here. Put a little bit of her purple. I really like that color. Maybe I should have used that center, but it said black. And I thought, what is this stuff? There's not much of this in here. Let's see if it, of course not. Maybe we could get rid of some of this. Point that to my face, and that'll be the time that it works, huh? Okay. Now, that's gonna work yourself to death. Let's put a little bit of green in here. A little bit of water. Okay. Okay. Now then, I'm going to wipe this off because I'm having a hard time finding a place to set it with all that ink on there. I have my journaling lines that I sometimes use in my journals on the other side of it. And the one thing that I think we are going to do that Luise did, and I'm going to mix this up a little bit. Let's, I don't know if this is what she used or, no, that's not what she used. That is molding paste. We wanted, let me step over here. Okay, I'm back. She used gesso. So I'm going to put a little bit of gesso in here and a little bit of water. And stir it up with our little paintbrush. May have too much, but that's looking pretty good. And then before I splatter this, I think I'll mop a little. We'll see how it works. Probably would work a lot better if I would let it dry, but patience is not one of my virtues. So, there we go. Okay. Alrighty. Oops. And then we're going to let it dry. And I think I'm just going to let it air dry because I think that'll work a little better. So when we get finished with all this, we have these beautiful beautiful papers. I'll flip it over and put some on the other sides of some of them and finish them up and all. But I think that they turned out awesome. I hope that you enjoyed them. I hope you will make some. I haven't decided if this is going to go in a Magic Monday video or a Wondrous Wednesday video. But whichever one, I will pull out, let's say, 20 pieces. 20 pieces of paper here of a variety. And that will be of what we put into the drawing for the monthly drawing for whichever one they go in. And so you'll get 20 pieces of this, and I'll pick out pretty ones. So I'll keep the ugly ones. Okay, thank you for joining me. I have had a great time. I'm going to clean up and go take a bath, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, y'all. This is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings again, and this is what I finished. I let them dry overnight, and I wanted to show y'all some of the beautiful scraps that we ended up with after our video yesterday. So I just wanted to show you that we did finish. We did get some beautiful ones. I am once again going to put 20 into the drawing for the monthly drawing. And but look at all of these. Look at this beauty. It's just awesome. And I'm so excited. I'm going to iron them so that they're a little flatter and they'll store a little better. And then we'll proceed on. See, like that one's still kind of curl a little bit. I'm going to lay it down and iron it. But I wanted y'all to see that we did finish. We did get done. And it turned out awesome. Thank you, Luise. This was an awesome, awesome activity. Thank you, thank you. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.